In today's video, I thought what we'd do is take a little bit of nostalgia from my life and a little bit of geekery and share that with you. What we're going to do, we're going to look through some books that I've got that will tell you a lot about who I am. I'm going to start off by talking a little bit about a book from 1967 that I got for Christmas. The Record Stats book is right up my street. As a 7-year-old, I loved my music. I really enjoyed hearing it. I had records at 7-year-old. I'd been collecting them and being given them for ages. I'd bought my first Beatles LP by that age. I was 6 when I bought that. And it covers all these different stars of the time. Reading it now, it's really funny because of the way it was written. But it's a great book that I still look at with a lot of affection for over the time that I've had it. Next, we're going to look at this 1968, The Land of the Giants album. I actually loved this annual. I loved the stories in it. It's got stories and drawings and all that kind of thing. And as a child, I thought it was great. I loved it so much that a couple of years ago, I even bought the box set of DVDs for it because I liked it so much. And I still do. It's really naff, but it is great nonetheless. A Christmas in 1973, I think everybody had this kind of thing in their Christmas presents. The Guinness Book of Records, 1973, with all of the records that were available at the time. It used to get updated every year, and you used to get one of these every year. If you're anything like me, you probably looked at it for about 25 minutes, and then it was packed with all the rest of them. But it's very nostalgic. I like it because it's like got a fairgroundy bit on the front of it. I'm going to show you now how geeky I can be. As you probably know, I love all of the Beatles records. I've got all of the albums up there. I have many of the singles. This isn't something I bought years ago. This is quite new to the collection, really. New number 2, the Beatles lyrics, as though I didn't know them. It's got Beatles songs, all the words to loads of them, which is great if you don't know them. But really, I shouldn't have bought it because I know most of the songs already. But it's great nonetheless. Next up, I'm going to show you a book that actually had a major input into my life and what I wanted to do with it later on in the time. It caused a row between me and my dad. It came out in the summer of 1976, and it's Emperor Roscoe's DJ book. Now, I loved radio. I used to listen to it regularly. I was one of them who had a cassette or a reel-to-reel tape recorder and taped the charts and tried to cut out the DJ's voice so that you've got all the records. But as I got older, I started to like the DJs more. So I'd keep all of what they had to say as well. And this book gave me the impetus to become a DJ. The following year, I started DJing. But this book, my dad saw me reading it. And he went, whatever do you want that for? Because my dad had this amusement arcade. We had a bingo. We had a very good business and we were doing very well. And he naturally assumed that I was going to follow in his path. But this book changed how I thought about things. I started DJing the following year, as I said, 1977. It was the start of disco in this country and it was great. But it stayed with me all these years. And in 2009, I got my opportunity to DJ on a radio station. It's not DJing, it's being a presenter. They're two completely different entities. And I realised that all these years later, the dreams that I had as a 16-year-old with this finally came true when I got working in radio. So you never know. They can always happen. Doesn't matter how long they take. Let's get a little bit geekier, if you like. I asked for this for Christmas in 2003. Leonard Maltin's 2003 movie and video guide. And I love it. I still use it as a reference book even now. It's got loads and loads of films in it, telling me who were in it, what it was about. I've got labels in there to say what I thought of it when I saw the film. That was a 7 out of 10. That was Diva, a French film from 1982. And it just goes to show, you know, how much films have been a big thing for me, that I would want something like this. Look at how thick it is, full of different films. And I pick it up every now and again and I'll read through it and think to myself, oh, I've not seen that. So there's another book that's important to me. Now, I love films, but I don't know about you, but I love the soundtrack. The music that comes in the films, whether it's a proper written soundtrack like Ennio Morricone's soundtrack of Cinema Paradiso, or like American Graffiti and all the rock and roll songs. I love all of that. And when I saw this book, I had to have this soundtracks, and it's brilliant. It basically has all about the film. It tells you when the film came out, what genre it's in, who directed it, who starred in it, the storyline. It then tells you if there was a soundtrack album, what the tracks on the album was, and then it reviews it as well. This is great. I love this kind of thing. And it's one of those things that I can't get enough of. I use this all the time. I'm going to be using it very soon for another project that I'm going to be starting. And this is going to be so useful for that. And now, the ultimate in geekery. Are you ready for this? I live in England. And then in America, they have the charts. It always, until the Beatles at least, was the chart to follow. And there's a guy called Joel Whitburn, and he brought this out, top 40 hits. And it has every top 40 hit. Notice, these are the ones that I've got. That from the beginning of when they started their charts right through to when this came out. I think this was 1992. So it's got loads of things in here. So I know what ones that I have from it. This has always been an important book for me. It was important when I was doing radio as well. Particularly, I used to do a show called Missing in Action. And a lot of the listeners to that were American, and they used to talk about records from their charts, obviously being a lot different to the UK chart. And this was really handy at the time. In regard to the British charts, this was a good book that I bought. The top 20s. And this tells you the top 20 of every week from way back in 1952, I believe, right the way through till when this ended in the 90s. It's got every chart in it from countdown from the 1 to the 20. So this is a really useful book. It was how I found out that Cliff Richard's Please Don't Tease was #1 on the day that I was born. This is an important book. 2 more to go. The Guinness Book of British Hit Albums. Another important one for me. And the reason it's important, and I didn't realise this till yesterday, I haven't looked at this for a while, but many of you will know that I had to sell all my records when I lost my business in 1990. Well, by the time this book came out, I was collecting again. And in here, you will find on certain pages of it, a little number like the one that I've written in here, which tells me that that's an album that I've got and where it is in my collection. I'm very much like a librarian, everything at its place. And so this is a great book. It's been well used. Pages are falling out everywhere. But these tell you a lot about the kind of person that I am. And I want to finish off with this next book. This is the British Hit Singles and Albums. At the time, there had been 1,000 #1s of the UK charts. And this was the one that I decided, because I've been buying these regularly over the years, but this is the one where I decided to mark every record that I owned with every artist. So I think every page on here is highlighted in one way or another. Look, this is a book that I've used so often. Like the other one, pages are falling out, and I have to be very careful with it these days. I haven't filled in anything new on it for a long time, though. But it's so good to see this and see all these records and all these songs from all the charts over the different years of music that I've bought. I'll tell you what, I'd like the amount of money for the records that I've bought over the years and spent money on. I'd be quite wealthy, I think. So yeah, the British Hit Singles and Albums book. We don't go through these very often, and I just thought it would be nice to take a look at some of the books that actually have guided my life and the way that I think and the things that I love. Are you the same? Do you have books like this in your collection? It may not be this, it may be of a hobby that you've got and something that has stuck with you. Have you still got the annuals from when you were a child? I do hope so. They're great to look back on, you know. And every time I open one of these books, I find something that takes me back to my developing years, if you like, from 6 to 17, 18, 19, 20. And they always bring a smile to my face. And that's why I wanted to share them with you. So until next time, I'll see you.